Kay Member Fugitive Quiboloy himself declared, and I quote, "Hindi ako pahuhuli ng buhay."
Sobra na po ang paglaganap ng fake news sa ating bansa. Ang nakakalungkot po, ang pinakikinggan pa ng ating mga kababayan minsan ay yung mga vlogger na hindi po natin alam kung saan nanggaling na lupalop ng Pilipinas ang kanilang mga dunong, ang kanilang mga kagalingan.
Tunay na balita, walang kinakampiyan, sumasalamin sa katotohanan lamang.
Ngayon, balikan natin yung ating unang tanong. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng salitang excessive? Paano ba natin masasabi na sumubra ang PNP sa ginamit nilang puwersa? On one hand, the PNP categorically states that it was a lawful operation. According to them, it was done in proper coordination with local officials na sinunod lamang nila ang kanilang operational procedures manual. At wala silang ginawang hindi naaayon at ipinahihintulot ng batas. Ang tanging intensyon nila ay ang maisilbi ang warrant of arrest. Bilang isang dating pulis, gusto kong sabihin ko sa PNP, naiintindihan ko kayo. However, there are complaints from the members of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ that the PNP's use of force was allegedly excessive. Ang nasabing operasyon umano ay overkill. Ayon sa mga report, hindi raw bababa sa 3 miyembro ang nasaktan sa operasyon. One woman even claimed that she was kicked in the face by a military boot. As a person who has dedicated most of his life to serve and protect our citizens, I would also be appalled, shocked, even that it should reach a point where others get injured. Sasabihin ko rin sa QOGC, naiintindihan ko kayo. In this hearing, I do not wish to exceed what is necessary to shed light on the truth. Hindi natin gagawin ang hindi saklaw ng ating mandato. We cannot afford to be excessive, especially not in the performance of our duties. Ang pangunahing isyu na nais natin maresolba sa pagdinig na ito ay nagkaroon nga ba ng pagmamalabis ang PNP sa pagpatupad sa inatas ng kanilang tungkulin na mag-serve ng arrest warrant ni Pastor Apollo Quiboloy. Before we begin our discussion, I would like to yield the floor to Senator Robin Hood Padilla for his opening statement. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po sa aming idolo, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bismillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pagbati po ng kapayapaan sa inyong lahat. Sa tagapangulo po ng Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, Senador Ronald Bato de la Rosa, sa mga iginagalang po nating kasamahan na narito ngayon, sa mga panauhin po, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, lalo na po sa ating mga namumuno sa PNP, sir, at sa lahat po ng inyong mga kasama, sa lahat po ng nasa gobyerno, sa lahat po ng nasa Napolcom, sa lahat po ng nasa Kingdom. Isang magandang umaga po. Ako po ay nagpapasalamat din sa miyembro ng media. Sa lahat po ng naririto, bagamat maulan po ngayong umaga, isang mainit na pagbati po sa inyong lahat. Tayo po ay magkakapiling ngayong araw na ito sa bisa po ng Resolusyon 1051 na inihain ng inyong lingkod tungkol po sa ulat ng mga naging paglabag ng ating pong mahal na kapulisan sa operation na isinagawa noong ika-10 ng Hunyo sa premises po ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ sa Davao City. Ito po ay lugar ng mga taong sumasamba. Alam naman po natin na ang operasyon ay para ihatid ang warrant of arrest mula po sa Davao Regional Trial Court, Branch 12, at Pasig Regional Trial Court, Branch 159, laban po kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy at 5 pang individual. Subalit, nais po nating bigyang linaw at sa huli, mabigyan ng karampatang aksyon, Sir, human rights, at solusyon ang mga sinasabing excessive force, allegedly, na hindi naman sana kinakailangan sa parte ng atin pong mahal na kapulisan. Nakarating po sa atin na may mga nasaktan na mga misyonaryo, mga taong Diyos po, sa nangyaring tensyon sa loob ng compound. Hindi po natin makalimutan na nasa pulisiya po ng ating mahal na PNP ang pag-comply sa international human rights standards and practices sa pagsasagawa po ng mga police operations. Sa puntong ito ay didinggin po natin ang bawat panig na kapiling natin ngayong araw na ito. Sa parte naman po ni Senador Bato, na amin pong idolo, ay sisikapin po namin ang pagsigurong paglinaw sa mayroong, alam niyo po, ang nakakalungkot. Ako din po kasi ang chairman ng komite ng mass media and public information. Sobra na po ang paglaganap ng fake news sa ating bansa. Ang nakakalungkot po, ang pinakikinggan pa ng ating mga kababayan minsan, ay yung mga vlogger na hindi po natin alam kung saan nanggaling na lupalop ng Pilipinas ang kanilang mga dunong, ang kanilang mga kagalingan, kumakabanat sa mga taong gobyerno, hindi na po natin maintindihan at gumagawa pa ng mga peke, ginagamit ang mga AI. Alam niyo po, ito pong araw na ito, gusto ko pong malinaw sa dalawang panig na hindi po kami nakaupo dito ni Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa bilang mga kaalyado ng dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte o kami po ay number 1 na sumusuporta kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. Nandito po kami bilang mga senador, independente. Pag-uusapan po natin ang mga karapatan ng ating mga kababayan na nasa konstitusyon. Kami po ay mga senador ng bayan upang siguraduhin po na ang konstitusyon ay walang pinipili. Ibig pong sabihin, ang lahat ay may boses. Ang lahat, kailangan naririnig natin ang dalawang panig. Dahil yan po ang esensya ng ating demokrasya. Ang lahat ay may boses. Hindi po pwede na isa lang po ang naririnig natin, lalo na sa 4 na sulok ng Senado. Ang Senado po ay boses ng bayan. Ang mga nandito po ay hinalal ng taong bayan upang magbigay ng patas na pagkilala sa bawat karapatan ng bawat tao. Ganon din po ang pagkilala natin sa serbisyo naman po ng ating kapulisan. Hindi po natin nakakalimutan na ang kanilang kabayanihan at yan po ay sinasaluduhan natin. Ngunit sa katapus-tapusan po ng usapang ito, huwag po nating kalilimutan na meron tayong saligang batas na nagbibigay proteksyon sa lahat, maging sibilyan, maging militar, maging pulis. Basta Pilipino, iyaan po tayo sa harap ng saligang batas, sa harap ng Diyos at sa harap ng batas ng tao, tayo po ay pantay-pantay. Yun lamang po, maraming salamat po ang akin pong Ginoong Pangulo. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. As we begin this investigation in aid of legislation, may I request Comsec Asierto to administer the oath of all resource persons present for today's hearing and other resource person. So from here, I would like to give the floor to the PNP, to the chief of the PNP for his opening statement.
Our Chairman, sir, can I be allowed to read my opening statement?
Yes, go ahead. You have the floor.
Thank you, our Chairman, sir. Honorable Chairperson, Senator Ronaldo Bato de la Rosa, Senator Robin Hood Padilla of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, fellow public servants, and other guests. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I'm here today to address the concerns raised regarding the police operation conducted by the Philippine National Police within the premises of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, or what we call KOJC, on June 10, 2024. A month after the RTC NCR Judicial Region Branch 159, Pasig City, issued order finding probable cause against the following persons. This operation was not just a routine action, it was a critical mission to execute a lawful warrant of arrest against the fugitives of the law, Apollo Caboloy and 5 others, in connection with non-bailable offenses, sa Tagalog po natin, walang piyansa, of child abuse and qualified trafficking. These actions were anchored on verified information indicating fugitive Kibuloy's frequent presence in the area, a matter we could not ignore. Let me be clear, this police operation was carried out with strict adherence to the PNP operational procedures. Our guiding principle was to uphold human rights while executing our duties with the highest standards of professionalism and respect of the law. Prior to the execution, the PNP engaged with local officials to ensure a peaceful and orderly police operation and minimize any potential disruptions to the community. During the police operation, we deployed an appropriate number of personnel and utilized extensive resources for critical reasons. Number one, the primary subject of the warrant posed a high threat due to his considerable influence and extensive network, which significantly complicated our efforts to apprehend him. Second, intelligence report indicated the subject may employ armed civilian supporters to evade arrest, necessitating the deployment of the Special Action Force to thwart any potential threat. Remember, fugitive Kibuloy himself declared, and I quote, "Hindi ako pahuhuli ng buhay," and unquote, a clear indication of his defiance. Fugitive Kibuloy's blatant disregard of the law and the mockery of the judicial process presented a formidable challenge to our security forces and the integrity of our criminal justice system. The effective execution of the operation was crucial to prevent negative international repercussions and to uphold our commitment to justice and security. For the information of this honorable committee, on the day of the operation, despite facing unprovoked resistance from KOJC followers, our personnel exercised remarkable self-restraint and maximum tolerance throughout the operation to avoid tension and prevent any untoward incident. They remained calm and disciplined to escalate the already tense situation. Even when faced with aggression, being dosed with water, and sustaining injuries, our police officers did not retaliate or resort to excessive force. It will be shown later how our police personnel were water cannoned. Yet, despite adhering to police protocols, allegations of excessive force have emerged. It is incumbent upon us to address these concerns with transparency and accountability. In response, I immediately directed our Internal Affairs Service to conduct a thorough and impartial investigation to determine whether or not any operational lapses were committed during the police operation. Our objective is to uncover the truth and to hold accountable any individuals who may have exceeded their authority. This investigation is being conducted with utmost integrity and independence, free from any undue influence or interference. As a result of the investigation, We have administratively relieved 15 PNP personnel, including 3 police commission officers and 12 police non-commissioned officers. Let me clarify. These officers were relieved not for abuses, but for their failure to arrest the fugitives of the law, Kibuloy and his co-accused. To absolutely clear, the police operation is aimed at executing warrants of arrest for individuals accused of serious offenses. Their status as fugitive is indisputable. Instead of cooperating with law enforcement officers, members of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ disgracefully choose to use women and children as human shields, obstructing and delaying the lawful actions of the police. Armed with bolos and other bladed weapons, male members of this group engage in violent confrontations with police officers. As a result, 6 individuals and 2 minors were taken to the police station but were released the same day for humanitarian reason. Criminal cases for violation of PD 1829 or obstruction of justice have been filed against them through regular filing. In the interest of transparency and accountability, the PNP is open to any investigation if only to ferry out the truth. We hope that the focus of the investigation will squarely rest on the action and practices of some officers and members of the KOJC, not on the Philippine National Police. The allegations against fugitive Kibuloy and his associates are serious and cannot be ignored. The PNP is simply fulfilling its duty to uphold the law and protect the community. The PNP will relentlessly pursue its mission within the bounds of law. We are committed to learning from this incident to prevent its reoccurrence and further strengthen our operational strategies and procedures. In closing, the Philippine National Police remains steadfast in its commitment to uphold the rule of law and to protect the rights of all individuals. Our presence here today is a testament to our highest respect for the Senate and its vital oversight function. Rest assured, we will fully cooperate with this investigation in aid of legislation. Thank you for your attention and for the opportunity to address this team body. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, General Marbel. Before the opening statement of Senator Bongo, I would like to yield the floor to Senator Robin Hood Padilla. I think you have some questions to the Chief PNP.
Yes,
before
sir.
he leaves.
Opo, mahal na tagapangulo. Pwede po bang
With the indulgence of Senator Bongo, are you okay? Mamaya yung opening statement mo. Go ahead, Senator Robin Hood Padilla.
Opo, akin lang pong babatiin ng ating idolo, ang taong bisyo ang magserbisyo, Senator Bongo. Magandang umaga po. Opo. Pwede po ba makapagtanong sa atin pong PNP Chief? Opo.
Yes, you have the floor, Your Honor.
Salamat po. Sir, ako po ay tagapangulo din po ng Komite ng Public Information at Mass Media. Ako po ay tunay na hirap na sa pagsangga sa mga fake news. Ako naman po ay nagpapasalamat sa pamunuan ng PNP at laging maliwanag naman po ang inyong pagbibigay ng impormasyon. Nagkakataon lamang po na imbis yung paliwanag ninyo ang naririnig, mga vlogger na hindi natin maintindihan. Ngayon po sana magamit po natin ang pagdinig na ito upang linawin lang po ang isang bagay. Medyo hindi po ito, ako po nagpapasalamat po ako sa inyong statement kanina patungkol po dito. Ito lamang po side lang pong tanong at ito naman po nasa inyo po bilang resource speaker po namin, nasa inyo po kung gusto niyo pong sagutin o hindi. Narinig ko na rin naman po at nabasa ko na rin po yung inyong statement na ayaw niyong magsalita. Pero baka po dito po ngayon, mas maganda maging maliwanag po sa ating mga kababayan. Pero kung ano man po kung gusto niyo pong sagutin o hindi, wala pong problema. Opo, hindi po namin yung pepersonalin. Karapatan niyo po yun. Kaya lang po, baka lang magamit natin itong pagdinig na ito para malinaw po. Tinatanong po talaga ng taong bayan na hindi lamang po ang masasabi nating alam nyo naman, hati ang ating bayan eh. Pero lahat nagtatanong dito, ano po ba ang katotohanan? Meron po ba talagang political pressure para tanggalin ang security ng ating Vice President? Nasa inyo po yan, sir, kung gusto niyo pong sagutin o hindi.
You may respond, Chief PNP.
Thank you, our Senator. No, that's yun po yung sinabi niyo. Wala pong political pressure. It's ang ginagawa po natin, it's really to rationalize po yung deployment ng PNP natin, and we have to make sure, no po, sabi po nila, alam mo sir, ang nangyari po, not only the Vice President or Vice President na nagalit po sa atin at kalim po na it's a political, no, not even, marami po kami tinanggalan, even yung mga classmate ko ng mga general, sabi ko, it's a time na talagang we have to rationalize. And in fact, I have already made yung sa policies natin, na kung may mga threat, then when they retire, kasi may mga threat, it's only about 6 months. And afterwards, they can ask kung meron po talagang threat. And we have to make sure, no, ang deployment po, we have to reframe po yung, kasi ang term po natin, VIP, ang security. No, there's no term as VIP. Remember, this is a police unit, sa professional police po. They are all graduates, and di po kami kagaya dati na graduate po ang mga police po natin. And we want to make sure that they are being deployed properly. Tinanggal po natin yan because ang gusto po natin, we have to professionalize po yung PSPG and make sure na dalawang po yung criteria. High threat, high security threat, and medium security threat, and no threat at all. We want to make sure that there is already a perceived threat, and there's a difference between a perceived threat and an actual threat. Dati kasi, VIP ang tawag natin, that's a perceived threat. Kaya nga sinasabi po natin, and we have to rationalize, and we have to change our policies regarding po dun sa deployment ng tao. Kasi ang sasabi ko nga, we need more people on the ground. Marami po kami talagang kulang, and to be honest, sir, talagang ang gusto po natin, talagang ibaba yung mga tao natin, or very strict our police procedures natin. Marami po tayong kinasuhan na moonlighting na police natin. It all started in Alabang when we see two staff personnel na nandun po being used as a security. And dahil po nga doon, bakit nangyayari doon? And we have to rationalize our people, we have to account them, we want to make sure. And with regard po doon sa iba, hindi lang lahat po, tinanggalan po natin because we don't see any threat sa mga bantao. At ang sinasabi ko nga, kung meron pong reason, ibibigay po natin. Second,
But in the case of the Vice President, do you think may threat sa kanya o wala?
sir, wala po siyang threat. Wala po kami nakita. He's being loved by our people. Ang sinasabi ko lang, second, ang security po ng ating Vice President is
Are you
under
sure with the strong stand against the CPP, NPA, wala siyang threat sa buhay niya?
Sir, ang may hawak po ng security po ng ating Vice President is the Presidential Security Command. It was issued on July 9. The security of the President and the Vice President lies on the Presidential Security Command. And we will not stop po if the General Morales from the PSC asks our help to ask for more personnel, then we will give po. And the one who's making the threat assessment is not anymore. It's the Presidential Security Command po.
Well, alam mo, ilan bang iniwan mo doon na security kay Bibi?
May 31 pa po.
31.
Opo.
Are the 31 remaining security of her own choice or ikaw ang pumili?
No sir, hindi naman po kami because mayroon pong commander po sa kanya and it's being headed by a full colonel dun sa 31 na naiiwan po. And it's up to him, up to her po, yung babae po natin, to really choose yung mga tao natin. Hindi ko po alam yung details. What will happen is, sabi ko, you have to rationalize, we just need the numbers so we can deploy them dun sa mga tao sa ground.
Okay. In behalf of the Vice President and in behalf of the Filipino people who want that our Vice President is properly secured and protected, can I ask you, for the record, that yung iniwan mo na 31, pwede ba nabigyan mo ng laya yung ating Vice President kung sino from sa kanyang mga former security ang pwedeng iiwan mo? Kasi ang reklamo nga niya, may iniwan ka nga pero hindi niya kilala, hindi siya komportable. Baka pwede yung mga security niya na from Davao na matagal na sa kanila, nakilala niya, komportable siya, baka pwedeng yun na ang ibigay natin. Kasi ang nangyari kasi, yung mga pulis na yun, kilala ko yun, mga tao ko yung mga pulis na yun, andito ngayon, inassign mo dito sa Krami or sa Region 4 ba yun? If you are for localization para effective ang ating kapulisan sa kanilang trabaho, baka pwedeng yung taga Davao na lang ilagay mo doon. I'm just appealing to you. I am not questioning your wisdom. Ako, or just treat me as an ordinary Pilipino na gusto talagang masecure yung ating pangalawang Pangulo. Baka pwede naman na papiliin mo siya kung sino yung gusto niyang maiwan doon. Ilan ang tinanggal mo, Marvin? 75. Yung 75 na tinanggal mo, baka pwedeng, tapos may iniwan ka na 31.
Sir, our chairman, can I make it clear first? No? Ang naiwan po sa kanya is 358 AFP personnel. And ang sabi ko nga, ang 106 does a complement.
Wala na ko doon sa...
Because, sir, it was being...
Wala tayo doon sa AFP. We are just talking about PNP. Yung PNP lang pag-usapan dahil ang PNP yung close sa kanya dahil dati siyang mayor at yung mga local police ng Davao, yun yung dinala niya doon na security. Yun lang ang pag-usapan natin, yung local, yung police lang. Kung yung 31 na yun na iniwan mo, pwede ba na pagbigyan natin ang pangalawang Pangulo na pumili siya kung sinong gusto niyang ma-retain doon na 31. Walang problema. Kahit na hindi mo na ibalik yung 75 na tinanggal mo, okay na yun. Gamitin natin yun sa police visibility. Ako mismo, as former chief PNP, I am with you when you say na you need people on the ground. Alam ko, pareho tayo. Ang tagal na natin gusto yung mga tao na yan na matanggal sa mga VIP security dahil para magamit natin. Pareho tayo ng paningin. Pero, yun lang, ako, bilang isang Pilipino na gustong mas pangalawang Pangulo, pwede ba na yung 31 na yun, bigyan mo siya ng laya na pumili na yung tinanggal mo, na dinala mo dito sa Region 4 na mga taga Davao, baka pwede yun nilagay mo para naman may peace of mind siya na sigurado siya na yung security niya ay talagang kanya. Yun lang, pag-iusap ko lang sa iyo. I'm not directing you as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs. This is my personal appeal to you, being a Filipino. Kasi ayaw ko talaga na may mangyari sa ating pangalawang Pangulo. Pag yan ay naambos ng NPA at nagsipagtakbuhan yung mga security niya, nakakaya tayo. Pero kung yung ibalik mo yung mga taga Davao na talaga talagang makipagpatayan sa kanya, yung mga lokal, ay
yun na po ang pumili dito. Bago na po ba sila?
Our chairman, no, hindi ko kasi nakita. It's only the 106, no, the personnel na nakatalaga po kay VP in addition dun sa 358 na AFP. Ang 106 na yun, I really hindi po sila kilala. Ang sinasabi ko lang, we have to reduce our personnel. Based dun sa recommendation po ng PSBG commander, I have to talk to these people and talk to the chief of staff of the VP kung tama po yung numbers, no? But if you ask me for the details, I don't know these people, hindi ko po sila kilala, kung sino po naiwan. Ang sinasabi ko lang, this is inadequate na 31 po ang ibigay namin. But if kung sinasabi niyo po, it will help, then let it be po. We have hindi mo po kami nag-argumentative with regard po sa security. If it will help, if we can add, it really depends on the VP. Of course, yung head po ng security niya, yung PSC po, si General Morales, then let it be po.
Paki-check naman PNP kung itong mga naiwan, choice ba niya? Tama yung sinabi ni Chairman Bato. Choice niya ito o kayo ang pumalit bago na po itong mga to?
Chairperson, no? Hindi ko po, number one, I don't have yung kilala po. Ano? Ang sinasabi ko lang, out of the 106, kasi I assume lahat yun, tao niya po, yung 106 na yun. No? Then, ang sinasabi ko, have to reduce based dun sa recommendation natin na wala po siyang threat. Kasi, ang sabi ko nga, ang PNP is just an augmentation of the security being given by the Presidential Security Command. Kung sinasabi po natin na makakatulong po, then let it be, and we will help in securing the Vice President po.
Wala na bang nakadeploy ngayon na PSPG sa mga negosyante lang?
Ang sinasabi ko, sir, may mga high threat po, but pinatanggal ko po. If you will look at the numbers, pinatanggal ko po lahat.
Basta ako, General Marvel, high security threat pa rin yung ating pangalawang Pangulo. You may question my opinion, but that's my own opinion. I know her very well. Kailangan talaga natin i-secure. So, yun lang pag-iusap ko, kahit na hindi mo na ibalik yung the same number na tinanggal mo, palitan mo lang ibalik mo lang yung mga taga Davao na palagay ang kalooban niya, at tanggalin mo na lang yung hindi niya kilala na yung naiwan sa 31. I know, it's no longer your job dahil alam ko as Chief PNP, you will deal on policy statements na lang doon sa mga commanders mo on the ground. Hindi ka nagsasabi kung ito tanggalin mo, ito iiwan mo. That's not your job anymore. Pero ito lang, I am just appealing to you, panirating ko lang sa'yo. Kung pwede, balik mo. Can I get your commitment?
Of course, our chairperson.
Thank you very much. Salamat. Senator Robin Padilla, General Senator Bongo.
Apo, mahal na tagapangulo, wala na po ako masasabi. Usapan na po yan ng isang dating PNP chief at ngayon ay kasalukuyan. Mahirap na pong pumasok dyan. Siguro po ang ating kaibigan.
Thank you, Senator Robin Padilla. Gusto mo pa marinig? Pakinggan mo muna yung opening statement, Senator Bongo, before I will let you leave. At saka, go ahead, Senator Bongo. Your
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Let me remind the PNP that in its operational procedures, only necessary and reasonable force should be used to accomplish the task of enforcing the law and maintaining peace and order. The operational manual of the PNP also states that the use of weapons are only in lethal approach and as a last resort if the suspect is armed and dangerous, or if there is unlawful aggression or intention to cause severe injury, serious bodily harm, or death to police officers and other people. At so mga nakarang araw po, may reports pong nakarating na meron po mga naka-deploy na SWAT team, no? PNP SWAT team in full combat gear. Naka-full combat gear sila sa palibot ng central compound ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ sa Davao City. Nagdudulot po ito ng panic. Siyempre, lalong-lalo na po doon sa mga bata, sa mga estudyante, nagkaka-trauma po sila. As Vice Chairman po ng Committee on Public Order, hindi ba ang motto ng PNP is to protect and to serve? Serve who? Yun po ang mga katanungan natin. Kawawa naman.
Not to scare.
Not to scare po. Alam nyo naman, sir, alam nyo, lahat po yan. Panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte, full support kami sa police, lalong-lalo na po in line of duty. Ikipagpatayan po kami sa inyo. Isa po sa ating isinulong nun, doblehin, taasan ang sweldo ng ating police, uniform personnel. We work with various executive agencies and the entire Congress na maisakatuparan ng pangakong binitawan. At dahil ako mismo, ako na utusan ni dating Pangulong Duterte noon na ipaglaban po ang uniform personnel natin. At hanggang ngayon, full support naman po kami sa inyo. Mahal na mahal po namin ang Philippine National Police, ang Armed Forces, ang uniform personnel. Ang atin lang po dito, sana po'y maging non-partisan kayo. Gawin nyo lang po ang inyong trabaho. Protektahan ang karapatan ng Pilipino. And every operation should be conducted within the bounds of law. Kawawa naman po yung mga pulis na no choice kundi sumunod lang po sa utos sa taas. Alam ko mas maraming pulis ang professional at magagaling. Alam niyo po yun. Dito lang kami to support the police, pero sana po maging maayos, maging patas at hindi maapektuhan lalong-lalo na yung mga bata. Yung mga bata na natotrauma po kung Wala naman sigurong hindi naman po siguro terorista ang hinahanap ninyo. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Pinapalalahanan ko lang, gawin nyo lang po yung tama. Salamat po.